The Masculine Athletic Scholarship Fund will be deserving Purdue Fort Wayne student athletes. We'd like to thank the following members of the Basketball Wheel Club for their support of Purdue Fort Wayne athletics. Ledbrook Johnson Chrysler and Jeep, Evans Toyota, Donniers's Honda, Deal Canyon Idaho Group, Summit City Chevrolet, Shepherd Chevrolet Youth and GMC of Kendallville, Ledbrook Hyundai, and Florida Volkswagen. If you're interested in becoming a Wheel Club member, call 481-544-34 for more information. The Masculine Wheel Club supporting Purdue Fort Wayne athletics.
I made them stop running around. It's been a while. It's been a while. With that kind of stuff, you know, it's up. Yeah, it depends.
It's a little close to it. Yeah. I like it too. I like it.
She's transferred. She's just transferred. She's just now.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, she's, yeah.
That's what we use as the headings for our intro, like the starting line.
Good song. I love it. Rudy. So who's in the blow pit? See, I always like to call it the Burn Taylor. There is a word, there is one word in it. But basically,
Oh, Burn. Yeah. I thought you said bird. No, yeah, I like Burn. Yeah.
And in our house, the thing I got clean was Tita. Yeah. It's the clean version.
It's all hard. They're pretty heavy though.
Yeah. And it's like,
yeah, that was good job.
Do you remember? I just think that these are the ones that are.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah.
It's called Do You Remember by Jay
It sucked. It sucked, but it is what it is.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but then whenever I said
If I ever hear something oh no, we don't use it. Yeah, we just use it. Yeah. I know a lot of people do that, yeah. say, I thought you did that.
Kevin, here's ours.
Hey, Kevin, I got started. 1, 2, 5, 12, 13. Yep. Go ahead and run that commercial.
You don't care about this, do you, Kevin?
Tickets and route schedules. Call 800-54-14-3.
Our customers are people who work hard for their money. So we do everything we can to make their money work hard for them. At Meyer, we see it as a simple matter of respect. That's why for 80 years now, low prices have been built into the way we do business. Because the most important thing we've learned is the right to shake someone's hand and look them in the eye. Go see for yourself.
In its fourth day, the Summit League continues its ascent through excellence in the classroom and success in the field of play. In cities big and small, at public and private universities, more than 120,000 students across 9 institutions reach for the summit. From academic All-America to NCAA champion and national ranked team, Summit League student athletes achieve the pinnacle of success. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
We all have a car we drive in our dreams, like a car you take on anything better. A car that takes you on an adventure. And maybe it's a car the whole family can take you on. At Ford Financial Credit Union, we can make your dreams come true. We've got great low rates on auto loans. You can approve them at minutes. Stop by your local branch or apply today at FordFinancialCity.org. Ford Financial, it's time to live your dreams.
John's looking to join his classmates, save lives, and elementary more. See John check in. See John answer questionnaire. See John get balance checked. See John donate plasma to save lives and earn money. See John set his next appointment from a new BioLife app. See John report for his BioLife dental app and monthly network. Be like John. Donate today at any locations in Florida. Visit BioLifePlasma.com or the BioLife app to claim your specials.
At Diamond Residential, we understand the importance of keeping pace with technology, and we offer a complete
Choose the Fort Wayne Event Center at Holiday Inn Purdue Fort Wayne for any event. With multiple overhead projectors, excellent sound system, and room configurations, the Fort Wayne Event Center is the perfect venue for your corporate meeting or seminar. Plus, for full-service kitchen, on-site accommodations, and personalized event planning, make the Fort Wayne Event Center perfect for weddings and special parties too. Call, click, or visit the Fort Wayne Event Center at the Holiday Inn Purdue Fort Wayne. The perfect day event.
I need my glasses.
You can always use mine. The nice thing is, it works.
I'll try it. Hopefully my two young eyes over here are better. How are you? Good. How are you? Good. Yeah, I'll try it. Who's running it for me?
They're at the back.
Who am I talking to? You?
No, our replay guys.
Tim? Kevin. Kevin was here. I met Kevin.
Yeah, Tim's back there.
Excursion Trailways of
Try and get it wound up.
supporter of National Athletics. Excursion offers of State of Luxury
If
quarter
I wanna,
coaches.
like, can I get different angles?
Here's the thing.
There's 4, but can I get it in enlarged? Can I get it?
In Excursion Trailways call for your next group or company trip. The destination is yours. Visit our
Okay,
website,
as long as we can get the clock. Okay, thank you.
National Alumni Association unites, honors, and celebrates with more than 60,000 alumni. The IPFW of the future Purdue Fort Wayne graduates. It focuses on empowering our members to support the community and campus while inspiring greatness and those who follow in their footsteps. All membership dues stay right here in Fort Wayne to directly benefit the campus and the community. Join us tonight at PFW.edu/alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask that all current military personnel and veterans who have served our country, please stand here this afternoon so that you may be recognized with a round of applause and appreciation from those who helped us defend. All current military personnel and veterans, please rise and be recognized. We thank you for your service for our country.
Okay, getting closer and closer and closer and closer. I gotta shut some of that down so I can hear a little bit. Okay, less than a minute, boys.
there when you need them. This is live powered by LutheranHealth.net.
From Arnie Ball Court here inside the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of Purdue Fort Wayne, it's time for Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons women's basketball. As this afternoon, the Mastodons play host to the Jackrabbits from South Dakota State University. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mastodon Women's Basketball here on YouTube. I'm Mike Moss, courtside here at Arnie Ball Court. Glad you could join us on this second Sunday of the month of January in 2020. Teams heading in the opposite directions, if you will. Purdue Fort Wayne coming off a road trip where they suffered a couple of hard-fought losses. Last Sunday at North Dakota, they lost 91-85, and on Thursday night at Western Illinois, they dropped a 79-68 decision to the Leathernecks. Meanwhile, and they have now lost 4 in a row. Meanwhile, South Dakota State picked to finish second in the Summer League this year. Well, the Jackrabbits are rolling. They have won 5 games in a row. Their last outing was last Thursday night out in Denver, where they defeated the Pioneers by a score of 86-79. South Dakota State tied with South Dakota for the conference lead in the Summit League with league records of 4-0. Overall, SDSU is 12-6. The Mastodons are 4-12 overall and 0-3 in conference action thus far. Players warming up on the court. You have the visitors from South Dakota State will be wearing gold uniforms today with blue and white trim. They're to our right. The Mastodons wearing the home white with black and gold trim warming up to our left. This is the 36th meeting between these two teams, and unfortunately, if you're a Mastodon fan, to say that it's been one-sided would be a huge understatement. South Dakota State is 34-1 overall all time. The series began back in January of 2005 when both schools were still independents looking for a league to play in at the NCAA Division I level. First game was here in Fort Wayne, and South Dakota State won the game by a score of 90-73. Both teams, along with North Dakota State, joined the Summit League in 2007. And the only time that Purdue Fort Wayne came out on top was on January 22nd, 2011 in Brookings, a game that went into overtime, and it was won by Purdue Fort Wayne by a score of 70-67. That was a year where Mastodons won 20 games overall. They later on, a month later, the two teams met here at Arnie Ball Court, and the Jackrabbits came out on top 50-47. And they would go on to meet in the semifinal round of the Summit League postseason tournament with a potential NCAA berth on the line. And in that winner-take-all rubber game, it was South Dakota winning by a score of 70-67. And Jordan Zoop, talented guard from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, hit the rim on a three-point shot at the buzzer that, had it gone, would have sent the game into overtime. So all 3 of those games in that particular season decided by 3 points. But that's the only time that the Mastodons have beaten the Jackrabbits in women's basketball. And you have the one matchup today. There will be one more matchup on February 15th in Brookings. And who knows, it is possible they could meet one last time in the Summit League postseason tournament in Sioux Falls in early March. But Mastodons would love to get win number 2 here this afternoon. Only problem is Purdue Fort Wayne going to be playing shorthanded because they're going to be missing their leading scorer, Hannah Albrecht, who's out with an injury, and their leading rebounder, Chotoya Sanders, out with an injury as well. Well, players are lined up across their respective free throw lines. Time now for the national anthem performed by the Mastodon Pep Band.
Midwest America Federal Credit Union is proud to present our national anthem. At this time, we ask that you please rise and direct your attention to the flag as we honor our country and brave men and women serving our country at home and abroad, playing our national anthem by the Mastodon Pep Band.
Our national anthem, played by the Mastodon Pep Band. National anthem brought to you by Midwest America Federal Credit Union. Time now to bring you today's starting lineups, and they are brought to you by Evans Toyota. Start your life in a 2020 Toyota Camry today. For the visiting Jackrabbits from South Dakota State, at one guard will be Riley Cascio Jensen, a 5'10 senior from Fremont, Nebraska. At another guard will be Lindsey Thunick, a 5'7 redshirt sophomore out of Mankato, Minnesota. The third guard in their three-guard offense is Tylee Irwin, a 6-foot junior from Wahpeton, North Dakota. Up front, Tegan Larson, a 6'2 fifth-year senior out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, originally played at University of Iowa. And also starting up front, Peyton Burkhardt, a 6-foot sophomore from Aberdeen, South Dakota, who scored a career-high 24 points on Thursday night at Denver. Peyton also leads the Jackrabbits in scoring overall this season, just over 14 points and over 6 rebounds per contest. The head coach at South Dakota State, and what a career he has had in Brookings, Aaron Johnston, in his 20th full season plus part of another, he has amassed a record of 481 wins, just 162 losses. That's over 80% success rate. And at the Division I level alone, he's 376 and 129. And AJ, as he likes to be called, the associate head coach is Mike Jewett. The assistant coaches are Carissa Thielbar, Megan Luke, and the director of basketball operations is a former Jackrabbit player, Kristen Rodert. Now the video montage being played. Now the starting lineup for the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons. At one guard will be Anna Lappencooper, a 5'9 senior from Herne, Germany. At another guard, calling off a career performance at Western Illinois, is Riley Ott, 19 points against the Leathernecks. Riley, a 5'5 freshman from LaPorte, Indiana. The third guard in their four-guard offense will be Hannah Hess. Hannah also is a 5'10 redshirt junior from Oregon, Ohio, who had a career-high 19 points Thursday night in Macomb, including 5 three-point field goals. And guard number 4 is Shayla Sellers, a 6-foot freshman from Aurora, Ohio. And up front will be Ellie Dykstra, a 6'1 sophomore from Byron Center, Michigan. The head coach at Purdue Fort Wayne in her 4th year is Niecy Nelson. Her record is 20-82. And she is assisted by Marcy Alberts, Haley Seibert, and Akila Sims, who we hope to have on our post-game show this afternoon. And Kendall Festervand is the graduate manager. Our officials today, Michelle Del Duco, Jamie Broderick, and Brad Maxey. Opening toss is controlled by South Dakota State, going from left to right. And right away, a touch foul going to be called on Ellie Dykstra. Her first, team first, and we played all of 8 seconds. Jackrabbits inbound the ball, trying to pound it inside. Shot up and in by Burkhardt. Quick 2-0 lead for South Dakota State. Riley Ott driving the left side of the lane, shot blocked out of bounds by Tylee Irwin. South Dakota State scoring at a 67.5 point per game average. They give up just under 59 points. Riley Ott with the basketball, dribbling that between the circles. Now passes on the left wing to Dykstra. 8 on the shot clock. Back to Hess. Hess kicks it out. Lappencooper knocked to the floor. And there'll be a foul called. And the foul will be on Lindsey Thunick. Her first, team first, and a fresh shot, 20-second shot clock for Purdue Fort Wayne. Anna Lappencooper had 18 points Thursday night at Western Illinois. Gives it to Hannah Hess. Driving the right side. The left-hand shot off the iron, no good. Up the left side of the floor is Cassio Jensen. Now dribbles to her right. Passes to the left. And a travel call against Tegan Larson. So turnover South Dakota State. Purdue Fort Wayne will get the ball back. 8:54 left in this opening quarter. 2-0. Jackrabbits on top. Riley out on the right side, double teamed, and she is called for a travel. So each team has turned the ball over once here in the early going. Thunick, watched by Lappin Cooper. She crosses midcourt. Now they go right side. Irwin back out to the left. 3 on the way, no good. Offensive putback by Burkhardt, however, is good. 4-0 South Dakota State. Hess on the left side, top of the key. Dykstra, now to Lappin Cooper. She'll launch a 3. Yes! On a Lappin Cooper with a triple. Dons are on the board, trailing 4-3. Larson, now they work it on the perimeter on the right side. Burkhardt, back to Irwin, now left side Thunick. She'll launch a 3 and hit it. Lindsay Thunick for 3. And it is 7-3 South Dakota State, 7:40 left opening quarter. Shayla Sellers drives the lane, banks it off the glass and in. Her father, Brad, who played 13 years in the NBA, would be proud on that move. Cassio Jensen drives the lane, off the glass, no good, gets her own rebound, kicks it back out. Irwin, top of the key 3, that's no good. Lappin Cooper runs it down for the Mastodons. And her pass stolen by Irwin. 2-on-1, Irwin bounce pass to Larson and she travels. Second traveling call on South Dakota State. Checking in the lineup for Purdue Fort Wayne is Michelle Nichols, 5'10" junior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, replacing Ellie Dykstra. 7:08 left the first quarter. South Dakota State 7, Purdue Fort Wayne 5. Mastodons in the white uniforms with the ball, traveling from right to left. Lappin Cooper, give and go. Hess, pass intended for Ott, too strong, off her hands, out of bounds. Turnover gets the ball back to South Dakota State. Riley Cassio Jensen up with the ball. Now to Larson. Purdue Fort Wayne looks like they're playing a man-to-man defense. Inside, Cassio Jensen scores her first points. Jackrabbits up 9-5, 6:32 left first quarter. Lappin Cooper dribbles to her right. Back to the left. Rubs off a pick by Nichols. Give and go to Sellers. And Sellers is fouled. Foul is going to be on Tegan Larson. Her first, team second. 6:24, time left in this first quarter. South Dakota State 9, Purdue Fort Wayne 5. Mastodons inbounding the ball underneath their own basket. Lappin Cooper looking for a teammate in white, gets it to Hannah Hess. Hess wants to go baseline, her shot blocked. Cassio Jensen up ahead to Tori Nelson is in the game for the first time. Now they kick it back. Left wing 3, no good. Nelson tries to keep it alive, she does. Cassio Jensen dishes off underneath to Nelson, and Tori Nelson with her first points. 11-5, Jackrabbits on top. Less than 6 minutes remain here in the opening period. Sellers called for a travel. 3 turnovers on Purdue Fort Wayne. They've all been traveling calls. Cassio Jensen to Nelson, who crosses midcourt. Give and go underneath to Irwin. Too strong on the bank shot. Lappin Cooper with the board. 1-on-4. Ano's going to drive anyway. Misses the shot, but draws the foul. The foul's going to be on Riley Cassio Jensen. Her first, team third of the quarter. Stops the clock with 5:33 remaining. As you see Anna Loppencooper making the drive to the basket. She'll shoot 2. And the first free throw.
You're good, Hulk. Here you go.
Is good, as is the second. So Loppencooper with 5 of the first 7 Mastodon points. Mastodons trail by 4, 11-7. Irwin to Thunick, trying to go down low. Burkhart fouled going up for the shot. The foul is charged to Shayla Sellers. Her first, team second. Substitutions, Ellie Dykstra back in for Michelle Nichols. And Jazzy Hughes makes her first appearance. Jazzy, a 6-foot junior from Tucson, Arizona, replacing Shayla Sellers. Peyton Burkhart makes the first of 2 free throws. She had 24 points on Thursday night in Denver. Second free throw. Off the rim, no good. Irwin, it'll be a jump ball. Got the rebound tied up by Dykstra. Possession arrow favors Purdue Fort Wayne. So they will inbound it with 5:20 left in the quarter. Jackrabbits 12, Mastodons 7. Riley Ott, the freshman from LaPorte, back to Hess. Boy, Hannah would like to get free for a 3 or 2. Dykstra, back to Hess. Now she'll launch the 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Jordan Farrand, who's in the game for the first time. Lead pass, Nelson underneath. Kicks it back out. Thunick, right side 3 is good. Lindsay Thunick with her second 3-point field goal. And it's South Dakota State 15, Purdue Fort Wayne 7, 4:40 left, quarter number 1. Riley out with a basketball near midcourt. Starts a move to the right. In the paint, kicks it into the corner, knocked away by Nelson. Pass up ahead. Thunick, Irwin, back between the circles to Cascio Jensen, now to Thunick. Inside, Cascio Jensen brings it out, picked up by Hughes. Back to Thunick, Nelson top of the key, 12 on the shot clock. Irwin, watched by Hess. Makes a move for the basket. Shot up, no good. Rebound, Ellie Dykstra, Purdue Fort Wayne, ahead to Loppencooper. Long pass down low to Jazzy Hughes in the right block. Gonna go to work, kicks it back out. Ott for 3, off the glass, no good. Thunick, cross-court pass to Irwin, back to Thunick, driving the lane, ball knocked away. Picked up by Irwin, shot up, no good, but we have a whistle and a foul. Jazzy Hughes charged with the personal, her first, team third, and we have a timeout on the court. 3 minutes and 37 seconds left here in the first quarter on this Sunday afternoon. Our score, South Dakota State 15, Purdue Fort Wayne 7. Time for a break as from Arnie Ball Court, this is Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball.
Life is busy. Most days you wake up, make the coffee, get the kids dressed, and get them out the door. With everything else there is to do in a day, finding a doctor can take a lot of time. You have to ask your friends for recommendations, search online, sort through results, and make a dozen phone calls. Lutheran Health Network now makes it possible to find a doctor with just one phone call. All you need is a single phone number, 844-LHN-DOCS. That's right, with one phone call, you can schedule an appointment with one of more than 50 primary care providers in the Lutheran Health Network. And with 20 locations throughout Allen County, there's a Lutheran Health physician close to you. Call 844-LHN-DOCS to find a new doctor or make an appointment. Finding a doctor with just one phone call? That's life. Powered by Lutheran. Lutheran Health Network includes physician-owned hospitals.
midcourt. 3:37 time left in this first quarter. South Dakota State leading Purdue Fort Wayne 15-7. Tylee Irwin at the line for the Jackrabbits, shooting 2, and she hits the first. That is her first point of the afternoon. South Dakota State 6 of 12 from the floor so far for 50%, as the next free throw is good as well. Irwin out, taking Larson back in. Purdue Fort Wayne just 2 of 7 from the floor thus far. Anna Lappen-Cooper, the senior from Germany, guten Abend to her parents back in Deutschland. Passes right side to Hannah Hess. Hess tries to work her way in, kicks it off into the corner to Dykstra. Dykstra wants to go baseline, double team, cut off, gets it to Ott in the trees. Back up top to Hughes, 5 on the shot clock. Jazzy Hughes tries a reverse layup, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, it'll go to South Dakota State. Shayla Sellers will check in for Hannah Hess for the Mastodons. Larson inbounds the ball to Lindsay Thunick. Thunick picked up by Lappen-Cooper, crossing midcourt up the right side, hands it off to Nelson. Nelson passes left side. Sydney Stapleton in the game for the first time. Now back to Thunick. Larson wants to go left baseline. Cut off, back up top. 3-point shot good by Stapleton. Her first points, and the Jackrabbits have a 20-7 lead. 2:38 left first quarter. Sellers on the left wing to Dykstra. Back up top, Hughes. She'll launch a 3 and hit it. Jazzy Hughes with her first points. And it's now 20-10. Back comes SDSU. Turnaround jumper, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with South Dakota State. Addison Hirschman in the game as well right now. A 6'2 sophomore from Kingsley, Iowa. Thunick wants to go baseline. Pull-up jumper, good. Lindsay Thunick now with 8 points. And the lead is 12, 22-10 as we near the 2-minute mark. Time remaining in the first quarter. Lappen-Cooper, right side pass to Ott. Now over to Dykstra. Ellie. Shot up, around the rim and in. Ellie Dykstra, a sophomore from Michigan, with her first 2 points. And it's 22-12, 1:43 left in the quarter. Larson top of the key on the right wing to Stapleton. Back up to Thunick. Thunick looks right, dribbles left, now passes on the wing to Larson. Larson, skip pass into the right corner. To Nelson to Stapleton, right side 3, no good. Ball out of bounds to Purdue Fort Wayne. Riley Cascio-Jensen will check in. And Lindsay Thunick checks out for the Jackrabbits. Michelle Nichols checks in. Shayla Sellers checks out for the Mastodons. 1:26, time left in the quarter. Mastodons down by 10, 22-12, with the basketball going from right to left. Ott crosses midcourt. Picked up by Cascio-Jensen. Now dribbles to the left. Wants to attack. Brings it back, brings it in, and draws a foul. Foul is going to be on Tori Nelson, her first, team 4th. So the Mastodons will inbound the ball with 1:11 left in the quarter. 20-second shot clock here. Inbounds to Ott. Back to Lappen-Cooper. Anna, top of the key. Attacks the right side of the lane. Tries to hit Dykstra with the pass. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Purdue Fort Wayne with 1:02 left in the quarter. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Anna Lappen-Cooper will inbound. Gets it to Hughes. Back to Lappen-Cooper. Top of the key. Nichols. Left side, long jumper off the iron, no good. Jazzy Hughes tries to run it down. She does. Back to Lappen-Cooper. Good hustle by Jazzy Hughes. 12 on the shot clock. Lappen-Cooper. Back to Hughes. Top of the key. 3. No. Ott tried to save it. Could not. It goes over to South Dakota State with 38.5 seconds left. Peyton Burkhardt hustles to the scorer's table. She'll check in, replacing Hirschman. And you've got Sellers and Hess checking in for Purdue Fort Wayne. Nichols is out, and let's see who else is out. Jazzy Hughes is out. About a 7.5 second difference, shot clock and game clock. Cashio Jensen, watched by Loppin Cooper on the right side. Back up top to Nelson. Nelson tries to go down low to Burkhart. Burkhart double team. Back. Nelson, top of the key three is good. Tori Nelson now with 5 first quarter points. 25-12, 15 seconds left in the quarter. Shot clock off. Loppin Cooper wants to rub off a Dykstra pick. Kicks it back to Dykstra. Ellie in the paint. Left-handed shot, no. Off the glass, no good. Rebound Stapleton, and the quarter comes to an end before anything else can take place. So 10 minutes in the books here at Arnie Ball Court, and our score after 1 period of play is South Dakota State 25, Purdue Fort Wayne 12. Second quarter coming up in moments. As from Arnie Ball Court, this is Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball.
Geico presents Unhelpful Home Improvement How-Tos.
A slippery bathroom floor can result in expensive hospital bills. So today, I'll show you how to cushion a serious fall by filling your bathroom with thousands of plastic balls. Just nail a piece of plywood across the doorway and dump in 2,000 multicolored plastic balls.
You could try to protect yourself with a bathroom full of plastic balls, or you could get liability coverage through the Geico Insurance Agency. Visit geico.com and see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
In its 4th decade, the Summit League continues its ascent through excellence in the classroom and success in the field of play. In cities big and small, at public and private universities, more than 120,000 students across 9 institutions reach for the summit. From academic All-Americans to NCAA champions and nationally ranked teams, Summit League student athletes achieve the pinnacle of success. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
Second quarter about to begin here inside Arnie Ball Court. Purdue Fort Wayne trailing South Dakota State 25-12. Mastodons just 4 of 13 from the floor in the first quarter. South Dakota State 9 of 17. And South Dakota State has the first possession of the quarter. Ball pass intended for Burkhart, knocked out of bounds. You got Burkhart, Stapleton, Cashio Jensen, Tori Nelson, and Tylee Irwin on the floor. And shot put up and in. Tori Nelson now with 7 points. And the lead up to 15. Ott, Hess, Sellers, Loppin Cooper, and Dykstra on the floor for Purdue Fort Wayne. Again, only 7 available bodies today. Loppin Cooper to Hess on the right wing. Launching a 3. Off the iron, no good. She's 0 for 2 from long distance. Burkhart with the rebound. Long pass intended for Larson. Off her hands, out of bounds. Ball goes back to Purdue Fort Wayne. And let's see. Cashio Jensen, no. She's already in there. Hess on the left side, watched by Cashio Jensen. One dribble up top of the key to Ott. The freshman from LaPorte wants to go left side. Underneath, nice feed to Dykstra. And Ellie banks it off the glass and in. What a feed from Ott to Dykstra. 27-14. Stapleton on the left side, top of the key, Larson in the block. Now they go back out right side, and Cashio Jensen. Perimeter passing by South Dakota State. Irwin. Larson, watched by Sellers. Stapleton tries to go down low to Burkhart, driving on Dykstra. Shot up, no good. Sellers with the rebound. Ahead to Loppin Cooper. Quickly, Mastodons up the floor to Hess. Sellers wants to drive in the paint, off the glass, no good. Rebound taken Larson up ahead to Irwin. Irwin picked up by Ott. Back to Larson. Now Stapleton back on the perimeter to Cascio Jensen. 8 minutes left in the second quarter. 27-14, South Dakota State with the lead in the ball. Give and go. Irwin off the glass and in. Kylie Irwin with 4 points. 29-14. Jacks with the lead. Hess, left side pass to Sellers. Back to Dykstra, top of the key. Right wing to Loppencooper. Loppencooper wants to drive. Shot off the glass and in. On a Loppencooper with a team high 7 points. 29-16. Back come the Jackrabbits. Larson right side to Stapleton. Stapleton back to Larson, looking for a cutter down low. Instead, cross corner pass. Cascio Jensen for 3, misses everything. Kept alive by Irwin. Inside to Burkhart. Baseline shot, yes. Peyton Burkhart now with 7 points. As South Dakota State's hustle enabled them to get the putback basket. Less than 7 minutes remain now in this second quarter. Loppencooper, top of the key, wants to drive. Push back jumper off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Tegan Larson, who passes it to Riley Cascio Jensen. Back to Larson, right side, looking down low, Burkhart. Burkhart forces a shot up and in. Peyton Burkhart now with 9 points. Again, she had 24 points Thursday night at Denver. 33-16, 6:20 until halftime. Riley out with the ball for Purdue Fort Wayne. Left wing pass to Shayla Sellers. Back up top to Ott. Now over to Loppencooper. Dishes off to Hess. 12 on the shot clock. 3 on the way. Off the rim, no good. Hannah unable to get those long balls like she did Thursday night in Macomb, Illinois. Stapleton. Top of the key to Larson. Goes left side to Irwin. Irwin size advantage over Riley Ott. Picks it back out to Sydney Stapleton now on the right side to Tegan Larson. Skip pass into the corner. Baseline drive. No good by Cascio Jensen. Dykstra with the rebound to Loppencooper. Here come the Mastodons right to left. Trailing 33-16. Sellers, top of the key to Ott. Ott. Pull-up jumper. Yes! Riley Ott in the scorebook for the first time today with that jumper. It's 33-18. Riley had 18 points last Sunday at North Dakota, 19 points Thursday night at Western Illinois. Irwin travels with the basketball. Turnover number 5 on South Dakota State. Hughes and Nichols in, Dykstra and Ott out for Purdue Fort Wayne. Also, Addison Hirschman in for South Dakota State. Loppencooper dribbling to the left, passes to Hughes. Fake the 3, dribbled in. Now long jumper short. And it goes out of bounds. And we have a timeout on the floor. 4 minutes and 54 seconds left until halftime. Our score, Jackrabbits 33, Mastodons 18 from Arnie Ball Court. This is Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball.
Find your path and empower your future at Purdue University Fort Wayne. Seize opportunity with small classes, top faculty, and a degree that moves you forward. Experience everything and become anything with an education as unique as you are. Explore our degree programs and learn more about important application information by visiting pfw.edu/future. We are Purdue University Fort Wayne, and this is an education with purpose.
In its 4th decade, the Summit League continues its ascent through excellence in the classroom and success in the field of play. In cities big and small, at public and private universities, more than 120,000 students across 9 institutions reach for the summit. From academic All-Americans to NCAA champions and nationally ranked teams, Summit League student athletes achieve the pinnacle of success. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
4:54 left here in the second quarter. Purdue Fort Wayne trailing South Dakota State 33-18. Jackrabbits going from left to right with the basketball. Nelson, Jordan Farron in the game. Skip pass left side. Give and go turnaround shot by Hirschman, no good. Rebounded by Shayla Sellers. Here come the Mastodons. On a Loppin Cooper will cross midcourt. Passing it to Michelle Nichols. Nichols, the junior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Looks, bounce pass to Hughes. Long jump shot off the rim, no good. Gets her own rebound. Now dribbles to the left. Passes back. Loppin Cooper for three. Anna Loppin Cooper, her second tray. She's in double figures with 10 points. 33-21. The lead cut to 12 at the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Lindsey Thunick in the lineup. Cascio Jensen to Thunick from the corner. Three on the way. Off the rim, no good. Hirschman putback is good. Addison Hirschman with her first points. Makes our score 35-21. 3:43 left, second quarter. Loppin Cooper hands it off to Sellers. Left side pass to Hess. Now on the left wing to Nichols. Nichols watched by Farron. Back up top to Loppin Cooper. She'll launch from long distance. Off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Hirschman. Ahead to Thunick. Thunick on the run. Cut off by Loppin Cooper. Passes back Cascio Jensen now on the left wing. And back to Thunick. Now they go right side. Farron. Lob pass and a block to Hirschman. Turnaround jumper, good. Addison Hirschman with her second field goal, both coming in this quarter. The lead now 16 points, 37-21. 3 minutes left. And a timeout called out by Purdue Fort Wayne with 3:03 left in the period. Thus far, South Dakota State 15 of 28 from the floor for just over 53%, 4 of 10 from three-point range for 40%, 3 of 4 from the foul line for 75% as you look at a drive by Shayla Sellers. Peyton Burkhart with 9 points, Lindsey Thunick with 8 points leading the way for South Dakota State. Purdue Fort Wayne 8 of 24 from the floor, 33%, 3 of 11 from three-point range, 27%, 2 of 2 at the foul line for 100%. They're led by Anna Loppin Cooper with 10 points. Macedons with the basketball as play comes back. Hot. Dribbling to the left, dribbling to the right. Back to the left. 10 on the shot clock. Now to Loppin Cooper. Wants to drive the lane. Shot blocked out of bounds by Hirschman. It'll stay with Purdue Fort Wayne, but they only have 5 seconds left on the 30-second shot clock. Loppin Cooper to inbound. Looking. Bounce pass to Nichols. She's got to hoist it. Doesn't know it. And her shot's partially blocked. It'll be a shot clock violation. Shot clock recognition not to be on that occasion for the Mastodons. Here's Cascio Jensen. Watched by Loppin Cooper. She crosses midcourt, passes to Farron. Farron 2 dribbles, looks, now passes back to Thunick between the circles. Lindsey Thunick driving the lane, cut off, tries to go inside and is taken away by Jazzy Hughes. Here comes Anna Loppin Cooper right up the middle of the court. Pull-up jumper from the foul line. It's good! Loppin Cooper, 7 second quarter points, 12 in the ball game. And it's 37-23 with 2:05 left in the half. Tori Nelson, right wing pass, Cascio Jensen. They go back on the perimeter. Thunick down low to Nelson. Shot no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. Foul on Jazzy Hughes. Her second, team first of the quarter. Comes with 1:56 left in the quarter. And you've got substitutions. Hannah Hess in for Jazzy Hughes for Purdue Fort Wayne. Tori Nelson at the foul line for South Dakota State. She already has 7 points today, make it 8, as the first free throw is good. Makes our score 38-23. South Dakota State 4 of 5 at the line, make it 5 of 6 as the next free throw is good as well. Traditionally, they've been a good free throw shooting team. Struggling a bit this year, though, just under 65% as a unit. Ott driving the left side, banks it off the glass and in. Riley Ott with her second field goal. 39-25, 95 seconds left in the half. Nelson, left side three, off the iron, no good. Irwin, put back, no good. Burkhart tied up by Sellers. It'll be a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Purdue Fort Wayne. Ellie Dykstra will check in. Shayla Sellers favoring her left shoulder, checks out. That's all the Dons need is another injury. Hannah Hess will inbound it to Riley Ott. 39-25, South Dakota State with the lead as we're in the final 80 seconds of the first half. Riley Ott with the dribble. Now passes to Hess. Hess watched by Nelson, back to Loppencooper, 13 in the shot clock. Anna, shot blocked, gets it back. Drives the lane, banks it off the glass and in. Boy, Anna Loppencooper playing a strong game for Purdue Fort Wayne today. The senior now makes it 39-27, 53 seconds left in the first half. Nelson drives the lane, misses the shot, but draws the foul. And foul's going to be on Hannah Hess. Her first, just the second team foul of the quarter on Purdue Fort Wayne. But it will send Tori Nelson back to the line for two more. Nelson coming into the game just a 55% free throw shooter, and she misses the first. She'll have one more. 50 seconds left in the quarter. Second free throw is good. She now has 10 points. 40-27. Purdue Fort Wayne going from right to left. Riley Ott. Pull-up jumper over Burkhart. No. Short, out of bounds. The Jackrabbits will get it back with just over 37 seconds left. Leading by a baker's dozen, 40-27. Boy, Cascio Jensen pushes off Loppencooper, no call. Now drives to the left, gives it the dribble, looks for help, top of the key to Nelson. Lob pass, high post, Burkhart. Driving on Nico, shot up, no good. Dykstra with the rebound, gives it to Loppencooper. Shot clock off, 14 seconds left in the half. Dons can play for the final shot. A tray could bring them to within 10. Loppencooper, top of the key, Nichols. Pull-up jumper, 17-footer, oh, no good. Rebound, Thunick launches from three-quarter court, falls short, and the first half comes to an end. Well, South Dakota State has a good-sized lead, but not the lead that many people might have thought. As the teams head into the locker room, our halftime score, South Dakota State 40, Purdue Fort Wayne 27, and in that second quarter, each team scored 15 points. We will take a break. We'll come back with the Lutheran Health Network halftime report, and coming out of the break, we'll chat with Mastodon head coach Nisi Nelson. Again, our score at halftime, South Dakota State 40, Purdue Fort Wayne 27. As from Arnie Ball Court, this is Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball.
Hi, I'm Rick Evans with Evans Toyota. Many dealers talk about customer satisfaction, but we live it. And we're willing to back it up. We want the Evans experience to be the best experience you can have every time you are here, whether it's in sales or in service. So we have installed Red Phone hotlines throughout the entire dealership. Pick up any of the Red Phones, and it will ring to my personal cell phone. If your Evans experience is not everything that you think it should be, I want to know. I believe in your complete satisfaction so much that I give you immediate access to me no matter where I am. So stop in. Check out our huge sale. And if you are not completely satisfied, call me and let me see if I can help. It's Evans Toyota, corner of Coliseum and Lima Road, or evanstoyota.com. And be sure to like us on Facebook for special discounts and giveaways.
In its fourth decade, the Summit League continues its ascent through excellence in the classroom and success in the field of play. In cities big and small, at public and private universities, more than 120,000 students across 9 institutions reach for the summit. From academic All-Americans to NCAA champions and nationally ranked teams, Summit League student athletes achieve the pinnacle of success. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
Welcome back, everybody. Time for the Lutheran Health Network halftime report. South Dakota State Jackrabbits are the opponents today for the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons, and we get a chance to chat with Mastodon head coach Niecy Nelson. And Niecy, first and foremost, you're back home today after an interesting road trip to North Dakota and Western Illinois. The team is playing better, and you're pulling some rabbits out of the hat in the sense that you're playing shorthanded, but the team has been playing better.
Yeah, we are playing shorthanded, but that adversity, I think, is a blessing in disguise sometimes, where people are asked to play a bigger role and step up, and they're getting a lot more experience with that pressure on their shoulders. So, although we are playing a lot better, moving forward into this game, we are without our post player and without our scoring guard. So I think the three that really had big games last time at Western Illinois are going to have to step up again. 2 18-point performances and a 19-point performance. One freshman stepped up and was able to get to the rim at will. We're going to need that again today.
There were a lot of freshmen on the roster at the start of the season, but they only stay freshmen for a short time, and they're actually moving up as the season progresses, as you say, sometimes by necessity due to injury.
Yeah, and Shayla cannot be qualified as a freshman anymore. She's played minutes that of a sophomore, and she's really stepped into that role. She owns the defensive part of that role, and we're really trying to shift her focus on attacking the basket and becoming a little bit more offensive-minded. So every game, there's a little bit more improvement, and again, today is a really awesome opportunity for her to step out of that defensive shell a little bit and really look to attack the basket.
With all the injuries that have happened with your team this year, how difficult is it to prepare for an opponent just because of lack of bodies?
It's not that it's difficult. You got to adjust your game plan a little bit, and the difficulty comes in your timing. So you only have now 2 days to prepare for a South Dakota State, who is one of the top, not only in our conference, but arguably in the country in that mid-major area. But you only have 2 days to change your entire defensive and offensive plan. So that's where it becomes a little bit difficult.
You're back home again. It's nice to be home, and today it's actually more like winter than we've had in quite some time. We associate basketball a lot with winter, the winter sport. Do you get a little more of a drive when you woke up and you saw some snow on the ground? Hey, this is perfect weather for us.
When I woke up, I didn't realize that it had snowed, so I think I underdressed a little bit. But I love waking up to snow. It gives you that, like you said, that sense of winter, and every day is a great day when you wake up and it's game day.
We talk about you're playing South Dakota State today, and they're the creme de la creme of the Summit League and have been since they joined the league back in 2007. What makes them so good?
Yeah, they're a very system-oriented team. Every player on the roster knows their role, and they play it very, very well. They are strong on the inside, and they understand each other's strengths, which makes them very, very hard to guard. Also on the defensive end, they value rebounding, and so, they like to limit teams to only one chance opportunities. So, just in their all-around, they also, when you have a tradition of winning, everybody coming into that program and stepping on the floor, there's no other choice. Like, that is what the standard is. So they all come in with that really strong winning mentality.
We're back in conference play now. All the non-conference games are out of the way. And even though 0-3 right now, there's still, the fact that he's been so competitive has got to bring you a ray of hope.
Oh, absolutely. I think, we stress with our players, you want to get 1% better every single day, and especially with so much youth on the roster, and we're expecting so much out of them. Those ones are getting better every single day. And unfortunately, with the injuries, the seniors have, been spot here and there. You never know which game they're going to be healthy for. But, the constant in that has been Anna Lappen-Cooper. And I think she ranks in the top 50 for minutes played in NCAA right now. She ranks in the top 3 in our, in school history. And she has definitely been the consistency in our defensive intensity.
Tomorrow the new semester begins. How important was it to not for the team not to have to worry about homework and assignments and term papers for the last couple of weeks?
Well, when you're taking those trips, the North Dakota trip takes a toll on you because it takes basically all day to get there. And then you play a game, you have a little bit of downtime, you play a game, and then you have to do it all over again coming back home. And we were waking up at 3 in the morning to catch a flight, and it's planes, trains, and automobiles. We fly into Chicago and then have to bus back home, and then you have a day off and to watch film and prepare for Western, and then you have a 6-hour bus ride going up to Macomb, Illinois, because there's no other way to get there. You go up, you play your game, and then you bus back. And, coming back from that Western trip, we got home at 5:30 in the morning, and a quick turnaround for the preparation for this game today, but it just gives you an idea of what their days look like, and it's great not to have to worry about school on top of that during those 2 hard trips.
Well, even though classes begin again tomorrow, the nice thing for this, you have the game at home today, and then you have a home game on Thursday night against Oral Roberts. So enjoy the home cooking, and continued success as this program is getting better and better.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oh, almost forgot. Say hi to the folks.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Mom and Dad, if you're listening. Love you. Bye.
Head Coach Nancy Nelson and her thoughts here on this Sunday afternoon. We'll take a break and come back with more of the Lutheran Health Network halftime report in a moment, as this is Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball.
The inflatable noodle man. His constant undulating entices people to look at me. He's tireless and brainless, a literal airhead. Curiously, however, the inflatable noodle man, when hearing that Geico not only saves people money, but also has an award-winning app that makes it easy to manage one's policy, he knows you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. Just ask an inflatable noodle man. Carefully, they are unpredictable creatures.
In its 4th decade, the Summit League continues its ascent through excellence in the classroom and success in the field of play. In cities big and small, at public and private universities, more than 120,000 students across 9 institutions reach for the summit. From academic All-Americans to NCAA champions and nationally ranked teams, Summit League student athletes achieve the pinnacle of success. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Arnie Ball Court. I'm Mike Maz. It is halftime of our matchup featuring the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons and the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. And the Jackrabbits have the lead at the break by a score of 40-27. South Dakota State made their hay, so to speak, in the first quarter, jumping out to the early lead thanks to a couple of 2-point buckets by Peyton Burkhart and a 3-point field goal by Lindsey Thunick. Mastodons got on the board with a 3-pointer from Anna Lappen-Cooper, but when the quarter was done, it was South Dakota State 25, Purdue Fort Wayne 12. Jacks got their lead up as high as 17 points in the second quarter, but the Dons have fought back. They trailed by 13 at halftime. And looking at the numbers after 20 minutes of play, South Dakota State is 15 of 31 from the floor for just over 48%. They are 4 of 11 from three-point range for 36%. They are 6 of 8 from the free throw line for 75%. They are led in scoring by Tori Nelson, who is 3 of 4 from the floor, including a three-pointer, 3 of 4 from the line for 10 points. 9 points for Peyton Burkhardt, and she had 24 points Thursday night at Denver. 8 points coming from Lindsay Thunick, and all 8 of those points came in the first quarter. 4 points scored by both Tylee Irwin and Megan Baltzma. 3 points coming from Sydney Stapleton, and 2 points scored by Riley Cascio-Jensen. For the Mastodons, they are 11 of 32 from the floor for just over 34%. They are 3 of 11 from three-point range for just over 27%. They are 2 of 2 from the foul line. They are being led in scoring by Anna Lappenkooper, the senior from Germany, with 14 points, including a couple of three-pointers. 4 points scored by Ellie Dykstra, 4 points scored by Riley Ott, 3 points from Jazzy Hughes, and 2 points from Shayla Sellers. Battle with the boards belongs to South Dakota State right now, 23-14. Leading rebounders for South Dakota State, Tegan Larson and Peyton Burkhardt each with 4. Leading rebounders for Purdue Fort Wayne, Ellie Dykstra with 4 and Anna Lappenkooper with 3. Assist favors the Jackrabbits 10-4. Steals are even at 2. Turnovers are even at 6. Points off turnovers favors the Macedons 6-4. Points in the paint favors the Jackrabbits 18-10. South Dakota State leads in second chance points 10-5. Purdue Fort Wayne leads in fast break points 4-0. But again, a short bench for the Macedons. Their bench is being outscored by South Dakota State's bench 17-3. As the team's warming up, a little over a minute left until we start the third quarter. Quick look at the Summit League standing starting play today. Summit League records only. South Dakota State each 4-0. North Dakota 3-1. Western Illinois 2-2. Oral Roberts 2-2. Denver and Omaha are each 1-3. And Purdue Fort Wayne and North Dakota State are each 0-3. There is one other game scheduled in the Summit League on this Sunday afternoon, and they are just getting ready to go. In Macomb, Illinois, it will be Western Illinois hosting Denver. And again, that game will start in about 3 to 4 minutes from right now. It'll be South Dakota State ball to start the second half, and they'll be going from right to left. Both teams getting the last-minute instructions from their respective head coaches. Aaron Johnston for South Dakota State, Niecy Nelson for Purdue Fort Wayne. And I say Tylee Irwin, Tegan Larson, Riley Cascio-Jensen, Peyton Burkhardt, and let's see who the fifth is. Lindsay Thunick has the ball. Here's a steal by Riley Ott, driving the left side. Shot blocked by Larson, however. Back come the Jackrabbits, right to left. Down into Burkhardt, who falls to the floor, and they're going to say she was fouled by Shayla Sellers. For Sellers, that is personal foul number 2, team foul number 1 of the second half. You got Sellers, Hess, Lappenkooper, Ott, and Dykstra. Same five who started the game. Turnaround shot by Tylee Irwin is good. So South Dakota State scores the first points of the second half as they take a lead of 42-27. Riley Ott in the trees, tries a reverse layup, and it's good! Riley Ott now with 6 points. 42-29. Back inside Larson, dishes off underneath. Easy pickings for Burkhart. Peyton Burkhart now in double figures with 11 points. 44-29. We played 1 minute of the second half. Riley out with the ball for the Mastodons, dribbling to her right, dribbles back to her left, looking for a teammate. Now goes into the corner to Dykstra. Dykstra cut off by Burkhart, back to Ott. Ott now 8 seconds on the shot clock to Hess. Now Loppencooper. Loppencooper's going to have to do something. Tried to get a give and go pass to Ott, and it's too long and too strong. Turnover, Purdue Fort Wayne. Michelle Nichols checks in for Shayla Sellers. Again, Purdue Fort Wayne not having leading scorer Hannah Albrecht available today, not having leading rebounder Shatoya Sanders available today due to injury. Thunick, top of the key. Looks down low to Irwin, kicks it back out on the right wing to Larson. Cross-court pass, Cascio Jensen, and Riley knocks down a three, giving her 5 points in the ball game. And looks like Aaron Johnston wants to open things up if he can, applying a knockout punch here in the third quarter. 47-29. Ott in the paint, kicks it back out. Nichols on the foul line is good. Michelle Nichols with her first points of the ball game. Makes our score 47-31. 7:45 left, third quarter. Irwin on the right side for SDSU. She goes to Cascio Jensen. Back to Burkhart. Wants to go right baseline whistle, and a touch foul going to be called on Riley Ott. That is her first, team second. That'll bring Jazzy Hughes off the bench and onto the court. Replacing Ellie Dykstra. Riley Ott checks out. Shayla Sellers back in. Inside pass, Burkhart shot short, gets her own rebound, put back good, and she's fouled as well. Foul's going to be on Nichols. Michelle's first, team third. And Peyton Burkhart with a chance for a conventional three-point play. And she's got it. She got 5 quick points in the third quarter. 14 in the game. 50-31. That lead is ballooned to 19 points. Hughes top of the key. Hands it off to Loppencooper. On ahead 14 first half points. Would like to get in track here in the third. Gives it off to Nichols. She'll launch a long three off the rim, no good. Burkhart with the rebound. Hands it off to Cascio Jensen. Long pass ahead to Thunick. Ball knocked away, picked up by Nichols. Nichols gives it to Loppencooper. Dribbles to her right. Still with the dribble. Rubs off a Nichols pick. Moves to the left. Back to Nichols, top of the key. Nichols driving the left side. Shot up. No good, but we got a whistle and a foul. Foul's going to be on Tegan Larson. Her second, team first of this third quarter. And Michelle Nichols goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. And the first free throw is good. Michelle, a junior, a transfer from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hits the second. She's now 16 of 20 from the free throw line this year for 80%. 50-33 our score. South Dakota State with the lead. 6:45 left, third quarter. Cascio Jensen will bring it up over midcourt. Goes Larson, now left side. Tori Nelson into Burkhart. Left-hand shot, no good. Larson offensive putback is good. Larson with her first points of the ball game. Makes it 52-33. Jazzy Hughes, top of the key. Right side pass to Riley Ott. Ott watched by Cascio Jensen. Hands it off to Hess. Right side three. Off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Tori Nelson. Up ahead to Tegan Larson. Larson foul line extended right. Top of the key pass. Cascio Jensen for three. Yes. Second triple for Riley this quarter. 8 points in the ball game. And the lead is ballooned to 22. It is now 55-33. South Dakota State on top. Hannah Hess dribbles to the left. Watched by Nelson. Back to Hughes, top of the key. Hughes goes right side to Ott. Back up top, Loppencooper. 12 on the shot clock. Loppencooper for three. On and now with 17 points. Her season and career high is 23. 55-36. Cascio Jensen, right side, dribbles to her left, watched by Hess. Now passes to Larson. Sellers on her. 10 on the shot clock. Down low. Pass intended for Peyton Burkhart. Thrown away. And the ball goes over to Purdue Fort Wayne. Nichols in, Hughes out. 5:09 left, third quarter. Jackrabbits 55, Mastodons 36. Hess will inbound it to Ott. Riley Ott with 6 points so far today, one foul. Freshman from LaPorte brings it up the right side over midcourt. Picked up by Cascio Jensen, a battle of number twos. Ott dribbles to her left. Drives the lane. Shot up, no. Nichols with the offensive rebound. Maintains the possession. Baseline jumper. Off the rim, no good. Cascio Jensen gets the carom. Up ahead, left side to Nelson. Nelson tries to find Burkhart. Give and go to Nelson, but ball finds its ways into the hands of Sydney Stapleton, who knocks down a three, her second three of the ball game. South Dakota State 58, Purdue Fort Wayne 36, 4:25 left, third quarter. Sellers wants to go baseline in the paint. She's called for a travel. And that brings us to our third quarter media timeout. 4:21 left in the third quarter. Our score, South Dakota State 58, Purdue Fort Wayne 36. A break in the action as from Arnie Ball Court. This is Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball.
Life is busy enough. And when you add finding a doctor, it can be overwhelming. Lutheran Health Network now makes it possible to find a doctor with just one phone call to 844-LHN-DOCS. One call lets you schedule an appointment with one of more than 50 primary care providers in our network. Just call 844-LHN-DOCS. Finding a doctor with just one call? That's life, powered by Lutheran. Lutheran Health Network includes physician-owned hospitals.
In its fourth decade, the Summit League continues its ascent through excellence in the classroom and success in the field of play. In cities big and small, at public and private universities, more than 120,000 students across 9 institutions reach for the summit. From academic All-Americans to NCAA champions and nationally ranked teams, Summit League student athletes achieve the pinnacle of success. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
South Dakota State has increased their halftime lead, which was 13 at 40-27. They've increased it to 22 points, 58-36. They have hit 7 of their 9 shots in the third quarter for 78%, including 3 three-pointers. Mastodons just 3 of 8 in the quarter for 37.5% and 1 three-pointer. It'll be South Dakota State basketball going from right to left. Cascio Jensen over midcourt to Stapleton, top of the key to Irwin, nearly a steal by Ott. Stapleton now skip pass left side to go inside to Nelson. Wraparound jumper good. Tori Nelson with 12 points. And it's 60-36 as we go underneath the 4-minute mark, time left in the third quarter. Riley Ott on the right side for the Mastodons. Boy, it almost looks like a 1-2-2 zone put on by South Dakota State. Here's Sellers. Looking. Now hands it back to Ott. Long three. Top of the key is good. Riley Ott's first triple. She has 9 points. And it's 60-39. Baseline drive, shot up and in. I believe that was Stapleton. She has 8. 62-39. 3:10 left, quarter number 3. South Dakota State with the lead. Purdue Fort Wayne with the ball. Loppencooper bounce pass inside to Sowers. Shot up and in. Second field goal for the freshman from Aurora, Ohio. Shayla Sellers now has 4 points. 62-41. Larson, top of the key, 3 is good. Tegan Larson with 5 points, all coming in this third quarter. And the lead is now 24 points at 65-41. 2:38 to go in the third quarter. Loppencooper dribbling to the left, passes the right to Sellers. Skip pass left corner to Dykstra. Looking. Back to Loppencooper. Skip pass in the right corner for Sellers. Wants to go baseline and she's fouled. Foul's going to be on Tori Nelson. It is her second personal foul. It's the second team foul of the quarter on South Dakota State. Hannah Hess in. Michelle Nichols out for the Mastodons. Loppencooper inbounding the ball in her own basket to Dykstra. Dykstra travels. Tried to work on Megan Baltzma, who was checked in. Baltzma has a size advantage, and she forces the turnover. 65-41. South Dakota State comfortably on top. 2:10 left in the third quarter. Stapleton, left wing pass to Cascio Jensen. Down low, give and go. Nelson to Baltzma, who gets the friendly roll off the rim. Baltzma, who also had 24 points on Thursday night at Denver, now with 6 points here today. Ott to Hess. Left wing, Loppencooper launching a 3. In and out, no. Rebound, Dykstra forces it up. No good, but she's fouled, and she'll shoot 2. Foul's going to be called on Tegan Larson. That is her third, team third of this third quarter. Clock stop with 1:46 left. And Ellie Dykstra, the sophomore from suburban Grand Rapids, at the line for the first time today. And she hits the first of 2. She now has 5 points. Got substitutions waiting at the scorer's table. Ellie Dykstra, now 9 of 12 at the line this year from the foul line. That's 75%. Here comes the second free throw, and that's good as well. So Ellie Dykstra with a couple of free throws, now with 6 points overall. And we have a media timeout. And that comes with 1:46 left in this third quarter. And we will keep it here. So we got to double check and see who called the timeout at the 4:21 mark. In any event, our score, Jackrabbits 67, Mastodons 43. Next up for Purdue Fort Wayne, a game on Thursday night right here inside Arnie Ball Court with Oral Roberts. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. And for South Dakota State, they get to go home. And on Thursday night, they will be playing host to North Dakota. And then next Sunday, the Battle of South Dakota in Vermillion, South Dakota State and South Dakota. That's going to be a good one. First meeting of the season between those two intrastate rivals. That'll be at 2 o'clock tip Fort Wayne time. And for the Mastodons, after the matchup with Oral Roberts, they don't play again until a week from Friday the 24th when they travel to South Dakota. Stapleton with the ball. As play resumes now, left side, Nelson, 3, off the rim, no good. putback by Baltzma is good. So Megan Baltzma off the bench with 8 points. 4 points in the second quarter, 4 points in the third. The lead, 69-43, 1:20 left here in this third period. Pull-up jumper by Ott, misses the shot but draws the foul. Foul's going to be on Sydney Stapleton. Her first, team fourth, and Riley Ott will go to the line to shoot 2. Riley Ott with 9 points so far today. First time at the foul line. Averaging just under 10 points a game. Hits the first. Riley now is 27 of 37 from the line, make it 28 of 38. The next free throw good. That's a little over 73%. Macedon 6 of 6 in the foul line in this third quarter, 8 of 8 for the ball game. They trail 69-45, 65 seconds left in this third period. Stapleton, top of the key to Irwin. Skip pass into the right corner. Lob pass into the block to Burkhart, driving on Nichols, kicks it back out. Top of the key three, no good. Nichols with the rebound. It was a shot, I believe, by Lindsay Thunick, and we got a whistle and a foul underneath called on Hannah Hess. Her second, team fourth. E.C. Nelson wondering what in the heck happened there. So, a fresh 20 for South Dakota State. Thunick back up to Burkhart, back to Thunick, top of the key. Left side pass Stapleton in the left block. Baltzma makes the shot and draws the foul. The foul was on Michelle Nichols, her second, team fifth. Comes with 44.5 seconds left in this quarter. Makes our score 71-45. Megan Baltzma at the free throw line. Misses the free throw. Shayla Sellers, who checked in with the rebound. Ahead to Hess. Now to Ott. Ott in the tree, slips and falls, but they say she is fouled, and she is fouled by Peyton Burkhart. That is her first, team fifth, so Riley Ott will go back to the foul line to shoot 2. Comes with just under 38 seconds left in this third quarter. So Ott hits the first one there. That's 3 in a row she's made from the free throw line. She'll try to make it 4 in a row. Nope, that one's off the rim and out. Burkhart with the rebound. First free throw missed today by Purdue Fort Wayne, and on 9 of 10 at the charity stripe. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Jackrabbits 71, Mastodons 46. Thunick watched by Loppencooper. Tied up, looks for help, gets it back to Stapleton. Baltzma, right side. One dribble, hands off to Thunick. 5 on the shot clock. They go left side, Irwin. And they're going to say Irwin is bumped by Shayla Sellers. Whoa. That is her third foul. And with Purdue Fort Wayne over the limit, that'll send Tylee Irwin to the free throw line for 2. The first one is good. She's now 3 for 3 at the line today. 7 points overall. One more free throw coming, and that's good as well. 73-46, final 6 seconds of the quarter. Ott in the trees, forces a shot up, misses it, but draws the foul with 2.9 seconds left. And it looks like the foul is going to be on Riley Cascio-Jensen, her second. So Riley Ott goes right back to the line for 2 more attempts. First one is good. She's 4 of 5 at the line today. All those free throws and attempts coming in this third quarter make it 5 of 6. She now has 14 points. Inbounds pass to Thunick, quickly up to midcourt, launching a long 3-point shot short, and that'll bring the third quarter to an end. 30 minutes in the books, 10 minutes to go. And in that third quarter, South Dakota State outscored Purdue Fort Wayne 23-21. Mastodons win on the ball to start the fourth. We're back in 60 seconds as from Arnie Ball Court. This is Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball.
Enough. And when you add finding a doctor, it can be overwhelming. Lutheran Health Network now makes it possible to find a doctor with just one phone call to 844-LHN-DOCS. One call lets you schedule an appointment with one of more than 50 primary care providers in our network. Just call 844-LHN-DOCS. Finding a doctor with just one call? That's life, powered by Lutheran. Lutheran Health Network includes physician-owned hospitals.
Did you know that 8 out of 10 Americans feel re-gifting is acceptable? This means there's only a 20% chance someone will actually keep your holiday gift. At least that's what they'll make you believe. The perfect way to prevent re-gifting this holiday season is to give the people on your list a wash book from Mike's Car Wash. A wash book from Mike's is the practical, affordable way to spread holiday cheer. Because everyone washes their car, right? Mike's is a proud sponsor of the Mastodons.
Mastodons with the ball to start the fourth and final quarter. They trail South Dakota State 73-48. Michelle Nichols underneath the Dykstra. And Ellie Dykstra off the rim and in. She now has 8 points. 73-50. Thunick on the right side. Dribbles top of the key, passes to Irwin. Now go left wing, Cascio Jensen. Inside to Bosma, shot off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound, and it's picked off by Lindsey Thunick. Back inside to Irwin, back outside to Thunick. Three-man game, Balchma underneath. Ball knocked away, picked up by Burkhart. Ball knocked away and picked up by Jazzy Hughes. Played almost 1 minute of the fourth quarter. South Dakota State up 73-50. Hess just snake bit today, hits the front end of the rim. Thunick with the rebound, hands it off to Cascio Jensen. Right side, Irwin, top of the key, Cascio Jensen. Looks at Burkhart, she's covered, goes left side. Three-point shot, in and out, no good. That was by Irwin. And here comes Purdue Fort Wayne, Riley Ott. Hess will try again from three-point range, miss it, but draws the foul and gets to shoot 3 shots. Foul on Riley Cascio Jensen, her third, first team foul of the quarter on South Dakota State. So Hannah Hess, redshirt junior from Oregon, Iowa, just outside Toledo. It's been snake bit today from the field, but she knocks down the first of 3 free throws, her first point of the day. She's 0 for 7 from the floor, 0 for 4 from three-point range, but 2 of 2 at the free throw line with 1 more coming. Again, she's coming off a career-high 19-point performance Thursday night at Western Illinois. And the third free throw good as well. Maybe that'll get her on track here in this fourth and final quarter. 73-53. Down to 8:25. Loose ball picked up by Loppencooper. Up the left side of the floor. Waits for help, gets it back to Ott. Ott dribbles to her right. Passes it to Hess from 3, off the rim and in! All right, there we go. Hannah Hess, finally the lid uncovered, and she scored 6 straight points in this fourth quarter. 73-56. Burkhart, corner to Thunick. Ball knocked away, picked up by Riley Ott. Another Jackrabbit turnover. Ott up the left side to Loppencooper. She'll launch for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled away by Larson, and she is somewhat fouled evidently, and they're going to say the foul is on Hannah Hess. Her third, first foul of the quarter on the Purdue Fort Wayne. Shayla Sowers checks in. Riley Ott gets a break. Cascio Jensen over midcourt. Left side pass to Stapleton, who was checked in. Now they go baseline to Nelson. Back up top to Larson. Left side to Cascio Jensen. Inside to Burkhart. Forces up a shot, and off the left hand it goes down. So Peyton Burkhart, 2, 4, 5, 9, 13, 14, now 16 points in the ball game. 75-56, 7:10 left here in the fourth quarter. Jackrabbits with the lead, Macedons with the ball. Nichols, top of the key, gives it back to Hess. She'll launch again from 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Tori Nelson. And now we got a whistle and a blocking foul. Fouls on Anna Lappencooper, her first, team second. 6:57 left. Jazzy Hughes back in. Hannah Hess gets a breather.
Good job, Anna.
Burkhart, watched by Nichols, left side. Dribbles to the right, hands it off to Larson. Right wing, Cascio Jensen, out on her. High post. Oops. Give and go. Beautiful pass from Larson to Burkhart. Puts it in off the glass to make it 77-56. 6:20 left here in this fourth quarter. Hughes fakes a 3, drives the lane, and loses the ball out of bounds. Ellie Dykstra will check in. Jazzy Hughes will check out. 6:17 left here at Arnie Ball Court. South Dakota State 77, Purdue Fort Wayne 56. Riley Cascio Jensen, watched by Lappencooper. She crosses midcourt. Inside feed, shot and missed by Stapleton, but she is fouled. They're going to call the foul on Michelle Nichols, which will be her third, team third. And Sydney Stapleton, who has 8 points today, will go to the line for 2. First one is good. You get a look at the fight for the rebound. Second one good as well. So Sydney Stapleton off the bench in double figures with 10 points. 6 minutes to go. 79-56 our score. Jackrabbits on top. Ott under the basket, kicks it into the corner for Lappencooper. Long distance 3 is, long 2. They're going to say a long 2. But 2 is better than none. Inside, all alone, was Riley Cascio Jensen. She now has 10 points. 81-58, 5.5 minutes left here in Fort Wayne. Riley Ott to the foul line, loses it. Picked up by Nelson, drives the lane, and is fouled by Shayla Sowers going for the layup. For Shayla, that is personal foul number 4, team foul number 4 in the quarter. And Tori Nelson goes to the free throw line, where today, so far, she is 3 of 4. Now 3 of 5 as she misses the first of 2. Going for point number 13. And this time she gets it. So Nelson with the Baker's dozen. The lead is 24 points, 82-58 with 5:18 left here in the fourth quarter. Hess back on the floor. Left side 3 is good. Second triple for Hannah Hess. And hitting those 3 free throws, I think this helped her immensely. She's 2 of 3 from the floor since then. Inside to Burkhart, off the glass and in. 6 fourth quarter points for Peyton Burkhart. And it's 84-61. Burkhart now with 20 points. Ott back up to Hughes. Skip past left side, Lappencooper. Another 3 on the way. That one's off the rim, no good. Larson with the rebound, outlet pass, Cascio Jensen. 4:35 left on the clock. South Dakota State in front of Purdue Fort Wayne, 84-61. Stapleton with the ball for the Jackrabbits. Dribbles to her right, drives the lane, pull-up jumper, short, and they're going to call a foul after the fact. And they're going to call a foul on Anna Loppencooper. Her second, team fifth. And we have our final media timeout of the afternoon. Comes with 4 minutes and 24 seconds left. And our score, South Dakota State 84, Purdue Fort Wayne 61. From Arnie Ball Court, this is Purdue Fort Wayne women's basketball.
Life is busy. Most days you wake up, make the coffee, get the kids dressed, and get them out the door. With everything else there is to do in a day, finding a doctor can take a lot of time. You have to ask your friends for recommendations, search online, sort through results, and make a dozen phone calls. Lutheran Health Network now makes it possible to find a doctor with just one phone call. All you need is a single phone number, 844-LHN-DOCS. That's right, with one phone call, you can schedule an appointment with one of more than 50 primary care providers in the Lutheran Health Network. And with 20 locations throughout Allen County, there's a Lutheran Health physician close to you. Call 844-LHN-DOCS to find a new doctor or make an appointment. Finding a doctor with just one phone call? That's life. Powered by Lutheran. Lutheran Health Network includes physician-owned hospitals.
.424 left here inside Arnie Ball Court. South Dakota State on top of Purdue Fort Wayne 84-61. Sydney Stapleton at the free throw line. She will shoot 2 and she hits the first. She is now 3 of 3 from the line today and has 8 points. Make that 11 points. Make it 12 now. She makes the second free throw. I didn't see her three-pointer that she made in the first quarter. 86-61. Riley Ott in the trees, off the glass and in. First points of the fourth quarter for the freshman from LaPorte. She now has 16 points. Nelson, top of the key pass to Stapleton, trying to find Baltimore down low. Inside instead to Nelson, left-hand shot good, and she's fouled. Fouls on Hannah Hess, and that is her fourth. So back to the line will go Tori Nelson. And now you wonder, the magical number 100 is within reach for the Jackrabbits. They're up 88-63. And 89-63 as Nelson makes the free throw to complete the three-point play. Tori Nelson will check out. Addison Hirschman will check in. Now clock showing 3:46. Riley Ott, baseline jumper, good! Riley Ott now with 18 points. She's had 18, 19, and 18 in the last 3 games, including this one. In the lineup, missing a shot is Lauren Wrongish. And they're going to call possession to South Dakota State. The ball is knocked out of bounds. Inside pass to Stapleton, turnaround jumper, no good by Baltzma. Hirschman follows up, however, and makes the bucket. Jackrabbits 91, Mastodon 65, 3:13 left. Push off on Wrongish. She'll pick up the foul, her first. Just the second team foul in the quarter on South Dakota State, so Purdue Fort Wayne will inbound it across the way. Loppencooper into Riley Ott. Ott watched by Wrongish. South Dakota State in a man-to-man defense right now. Loppencooper from the elbow. No good. The rebound, Addison Hirschman, who hands it off to Lauren Wrongish. 2:46 to go. South Dakota State 91, Purdue Fort Wayne 65. Inside feed, Baltzma, yes. Megan Baltzma now with 12 points. 93-65. Ball knocked away out of bounds, and they say last touch by Riley Ott. So it goes back over to the Jackrabbits. 2:25 left. Loose ball picked up by Wrongish. Gets it to Farron, and now they get it to Stapleton. And we got a 10-second call on South Dakota State. Hannah Hess will check back in, and Ellie Dykstra will check out for Purdue Fort Wayne. 2:15 left. Jackrabbits will be winning their 6th game in a row, and they'll improve to 5-0 in Summit League play. Hannah Hess, who's had a good 4th quarter, gives up the dribble, now hands it off to Ott. 2 minutes to go. Riley Ott in the paint, back out to Hughes. 3 on the way, off the rim, short. Rebound, Megan Baltzma. Ahead to Wrongish now, right side of Stapleton. They try to go down low to Hirschman. Out of bounds, and they say it's will stay with South Dakota State. Clock showing 1:49 left to play. Inbounds pass to Baltzma. Give and go. Nice block by Hughes on a shot by Lauren Wrongish. Jackrabbits will once again inbound it. Now 1:44 left on the clock. Pass intended for Stapleton, knocked out of bounds by Ott. Kills 1 second. So they will try it again. Wrongish gets it into Baltzma. Now top of the key to Stapleton. Stapleton watched by Ott. Ball knocked away by Loppin Cooper. Here comes Anna, and she loses it off her hands out of bounds. You've got to applaud the effort. 1:36 to go. South Dakota State 93, Purdue Fort Wayne 65. Jackrabbits with a basketball. Stapleton watched by Ott. Pass intended for Wrongish, knocked out of bounds by Loppin Cooper. Down to 1:28. Addison Hirschman to inbound. Gets it into Jordan Farron. Now they go left side to Stapleton. Stapleton drives the lane, dishes off underneath. Easy pickings for Megan Baltzma. She now has 14 points. 95-65, 70 seconds to go. Ott with the ball top of the key, wants to drive the lane. Shot up, finger roll is good. Riley Ott with her 3rd bucket of the 4th quarter. She has scored the last 6 Mastodon points. Now we got a touch foul on Shayla Sellers, and she will foul out with 57 seconds to go. And looks like it'll be Wrongish going to the line for 2. She has yet to attempt a free throw this year, but she's got one now as the first one is good. Makes it 96-67. Second one, no good. Offensive rebound. Baltzma puts it up, no good. Ott with the rebound for Purdue Fort Wayne. Up ahead to the left side to Loppin Cooper. And Anna has the ball knocked out of her hands out of bounds. 47.9 seconds left. 96-67. South Dakota State will walk away with yet another win. They're 35th in 36 tries against Purdue Fort Wayne. Ott to Loppin Cooper. Launching a 3. Short. Out of bounds. 36.5 seconds to go. Inbounds pass to Stapleton. Crosses midcourt, up the right side. Now brings it back. High post to Hirschman. Hirschman driving on Nichols. Cut off. Looks. Forces a shot up and hits it. It makes it 98-67. And timeout called by Niecy Nelson. This is a teaching moment. And it'll be a full timeout with 23.2 seconds left. (98-67), and if you're a Mastodon fan, you're hoping that South Dakota State is done scoring for this Sunday afternoon. On the plus side, in the fourth quarter alone, Hannah Hess with 9 points, Riley Ott with 6. On a Lappen Cooper, Ellie Dykstra 2 each. In fact, Riley Ott now has a new career high of 20. She's gone 18, 19, and now 20. 3 games in the last week. Last Sunday at North Dakota, last Thursday at Western Illinois, and this afternoon against South Dakota State. Anna Lappen Cooper has 19 points. Meanwhile, Peyton Burkhart with 20 points. One of 5 Jackrabbits in double figures. Riley Ott will inbound the ball in front of us. Looking for Hess in the corner. Looking for a teammate in white. Got to get rid of it. Inside to Nichols. Turnaround jumper is good. Michelle Nichols with 6 points. 98-69. Shot clock off. 15 seconds to go. Do they eat the clock? Eat it? Nope. They're going to try for the 100. And they get it with Boltzma. Not thrilled with that, but that's me personally. 100-69. 5 seconds left. Lappen Cooper to Ott. One last drive, and that's it. Layup would not have counted had it gone in, but this game is over. Final score, South Dakota State 100. As they scored 37 points. Is that right? That can't be right. 100-69. Jackrabbits now improved to 13-6 overall, 5-0 in Summit League play. They've won 6 in a row. Mastodons fought a 4-13 overall and 0-4 in conference play. And we're going to try to grab, literally, assistant coach Akila Sims, who's going to come over and join us here. I'm an old-fashioned guy, Akila, in the sense that I didn't like the fact that South Dakota State, with 18 seconds to go and possession of the basketball, decided to try to hit the century mark, but that's me.
Yep.
All in all, though the Mastodons lose, there were a number of good performances today.
Absolutely, yeah. Our freshman, Riley, she's getting back healthy, and she just continues to rise to the occasion. She's been a key factor for us being successful, and we're just happy to have her. I mean, and then you have your senior, Anna, stepping up and giving us 19 points. That's tremendous. She has full capability of doing that, but you don't see it too often, because she tries to facilitate more. So we asked her to step up and on the scoring side, and she did that. So pretty awesome for her. Ellie Dykstra, 5 rebounds, pretty good.
You know, on the plus side, 15 points apiece in the second quarter.
Yep.
And it was still within distance, so to speak, at halftime.
Yeah.
You know, it was a 13-point game, but Jackrabbits showed they've been the creme de la creme in this league for 13 years now.
Mm-hmm.
That big third quarter really hurt Fort Wayne.
Yeah, no way should we allow a team to score 33 points in a quarter. So we definitely are going to have to talk about that, and because our defense is usually pretty good. We never really have to worry about the defensive side of the ball. So 33 points is just not us.
On a positive note, I'm looking forward to the rematch in Brookings.
Yes.
I think it's February 15th,
Yep.
I believe. Hopefully at that time, we'll have a more fuller deck of cards.
Yeah.
Hopefully Hannah Albrecht will be back, and hopefully Shatoya will be back.
Yep.
Because when you're missing your leading scorer and your leading rebounder, you know, that's two, how would I say this nicely, two bullets that are not in the gun to use.
Yep. Absolutely, yeah. It really has hurt us injury-wise all season. So hopefully the second half of conference, at least we can get it together and everybody will get and stay healthy.
And what's nice of sorts now is that the next game isn't until Thursday, so there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to combine rest and prepare for Oral Roberts, and that game will be right here in Fort Wayne, so no getting on a bus, no getting on a plane, at least for the next few days. So a quick thought on the Golden Eagles of Oral Roberts.
They are a rebounding team, and we know that going in. So we're really going to have to focus in on rebounding. That's something that we struggle with today. And we're just going to, at the end of the day, be shorter. So we have to really take rebounding a little bit more serious and be more strategic with it and not try to out-jump people and just push them back and do the right things on the rebounding side of the ball.
I appreciate you joining me and go back with your team and get ready for Thursday night. But, hey, the gals played hard, and that's all you can ask for when you're playing shorthanded to begin with, to give it the effort they gave today. That's a credit to you and Nisi and the rest of the staff.
Yep, absolutely. Almost 70 points with 7 bodies is not bad.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Akila.
No problem. Thank you.
Assistant Coach Akila Sims chatting with us here on the postgame show. Again, the Mastodons fall today 100-69, and now I see where my error was made. It was in the third quarter when South Dakota State scored 33 points as opposed to 21 for the Mastodons. Mastodons scored 21 points in the third. They scored 21 points in the fourth, but they fall short today 100-69. The final numbers: South Dakota State 38 of 64 from the floor for just over 59%, 8 of 18 from three-point range for just over 44%, and 16 of 21 from the free throw line for just over 76%. 5 Jackrabbits in double figures. Peyton Burkhart, following up on her career-high 24-point performance at Denver on Thursday night, had 20 points today. Tori Nelson and Megan Baltzma each with 16. 12 points for Sydney Stapleton and 10 points for Riley Cascio-Jensen. Other Jackrabbit scoring: Lindsay Thunick and Tylee Irwin each with 8 points. 5 points from Tegan Larson. 4 points scored by Addison Hirschman, all in the fourth quarter. And 1 point from Lauren Rongish. Jordan Farron played almost 8 minutes but did not score. For the Mastodons, they 4 of 59 from the floor for 41%. They were 7 of 23 from three-point range for just over 30%, and they hit 14 of their 15 free throw attempts today for just over 93%. Leading the way, again, the freshman from LaPorte, Riley Ott, with a season and thus career-high 20 points, 7 of 13 from the floor, 1 of 2 from three-point range, and 5 of 6 at the foul line. Again, 20 points today. She had 19 points Thursday night at Western Illinois, and last Sunday she had 18 points at North Dakota. So for the last 3 games, she's averaging 19 points a game. 19 points also scored by Anna Lappen-Cooper today. She had 18 points Thursday night at Western Illinois. She was 7 of 16 from the floor, including 3 3-pointers and 2 of 2 at the foul line. They were the only Mastodons in double figures. Hannah Hess, snake bit in the first 3 quarters, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, literally hit the rim on many of her attempts. She was 0 for 7 at one point, but she hit 3 free throws in the fourth quarter and then knocked down 2 threes. She ended up with 9 points. 8 points scored by Ellie Dykstra, 3 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the line. 6 points from Michelle Nichols, and 4 points scored by Shayla Sellers, 3 points scored by Jazzy Hughes. Rebounding battle went to South Dakota State by a wide margin, 44-19. Leading rebounders for the Jackrabbits, Tegan Larson, Peyton Burkhart, each with 7. For the Mastodons, Ellie Dykstra with 5, Shayla Sellers and Anna Loppencooper each with 3. Assist favored South Dakota State 26-11. Steals favored Purdue Fort Wayne 8-3. Mastodons turned the ball over 12 times. Jackrabbits turned the ball over 14 times. Points off of those turnovers favored South Dakota State 16-11. What really hurt the Mastodon cause not having Shatoya Sanders in the paint, as Purdue Fort Wayne was outscored in the paint 54-20. South Dakota State also led in second chance points 21-7. Mastodons led in fast break points 7-1, but the Jackrabbit bench outscored the depleted Mastodon bench 49-9. Again, South Dakota State jumped out to the early lead, and they were never headed. Their biggest lead, the final score of 31 points. And we'll just, although you have to admit, the best scoring runs of the day, 9-point in the first quarter run by South Dakota State, but a 10-point run by Purdue Fort Wayne here in the fourth quarter. So they're always looking for little things. The fact that you shot over 40% from the floor and you hit 14 of your 15 free throws, those are positives that the Mastodons can look forward to as they will get ready for Oral Roberts on Thursday night. We mentioned one other game in the Summit League today, and that's taking place in Macomb, Illinois. Western Illinois hosting Denver. And with just under 2 minutes left in the second quarter, that game is, well, I was tied at 35, but Western's just gone on top with the free throw. So it's 36-35. Well, I better stop. Denver's come back with a bucket. 37-36 with 1:50 left in the second quarter. Denver over Western Illinois out in Macomb, Illinois. Next up, as Akila and I mentioned, a matchup with the Golden Eagles from Oral Roberts University. That'll take place on Thursday night here at Arnie Ball Court with tip-off at 7 o'clock, and we'll come on the air at 6:55 to bring you all the action from that one. A tough day for the depleted Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons, but they held their own. They gave it their best shot. They fall short, losing to South Dakota State by a score of 100-69. Special thanks to head coach Niecy Nelson. Spoke with us during halftime on the Lutheran Health Network halftime report. Assistant coach Akila Sims spoke to us here in the postgame show. Thanks to the athletic department headed by athletic director Kelly Hartley Hutton. Sports and Information Department, Aaron Johnson supplies us with the great information. Thanks to our friends at Learfield Sports IMG College. Thanks to our friends at YouTube. I'm Mike Maas. Again, our final today, Jackrabbits 100 and Mastodon 69. Please enjoy what's left of your Sunday afternoon wherever you may be. And then join us again on Thursday night, 6:55. The Mastodons will play host to the Golden Eagles from Oral Roberts University. Again, our final score on this second Sunday of January in 2020, the South Dakota State Jackrabbits 100, the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons 69. This has been another edition of Purdue Fort Wayne Women's Basketball brought to you on YouTube. Time for us to say good afternoon now from Arnie Ball Court here inside the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of Purdue Fort Wayne in Fort Wayne, Indiana.